I burned my bridges long ago. I lost the woman I love the most. The pound signs blinded my eyes. Girl, do you remember me?
Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend and that Monday wasn't too bad either, if that's possible. I know that over in the USA there are some places that are getting very cold, and it was very cold here in the UK. At least in the last live stream, I think on that evening, and in my last video as well, it was about -4 or -5 with a wind chill of -9, and then the next day it was 14 degrees, so quite a shift, and things are a little bit warmer now, but I think the weather over in the USA has pushed over some hot air, or warmer air at least, and yeah, some crazy weather going on all over the place, but what a shift that was. But anyway, hello guys, thank you for joining me tonight, and let me get you guys up on screen. If it appears, I've had a really interesting start to planning the live stream, getting all the software going, because I still had that same error that came up last time where it said that it couldn't capture the screen. So I had to set it all up again from scratch with the live chat room and the super chat window. Another thing is that on the super chat window, once I start the live stream, the donations disappear and the messages disappear as well. So I'm going to have to go into my YouTube studio and grab them from there, because we will be addressing all of those. If I do get the super chat window up on screen, you can see no new super chats or members yet. But I know that there were donations that came in previously, so we'll get rid of that because it's not relevant for what we're going to be doing. But let's get the names of my patrons up on screen as well, because they are the reason that this can happen in the first place, and every video is possible on the channel. So a massive thank you to you guys. You know who you are. And let me just have a look into the live chat room, see who's in the house tonight. We have Billy and Leanne and Debbie and Sherry and Neil and Kevin and Fernando and Cara and Jennifer, Lisa and Carla's in there moderating, Vince as well, and Jill and Leanne again. Constantia, I'm never sure whether to say Constantia. I don't know how I've said it before. I think I have emphasised the T, but I think it's probably more likely than Constantia, but it might be because my sister's middle name is Constanza, and it's quite similar. But anyway, if I'm saying it correctly, then great, and putting the emphasis on the T at the end. If I'm not, I apologise, and I shall try to change the way that I say it. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me in the live chat room and just on the live stream for tonight. While I remember, Vince is going to be hosting a Zoom call party type thing on Saturday, after Saturday's live stream. So I said that I'd mention it tonight because Vince mentioned about how some people might need to get the Zoom app if they want to take part in the party call. Lots of people will be getting together on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, but the call will be hosted by Vince. So just to give you guys a shout out about that before it happens. And another major bit of news that has happened today is that finally I've managed to get the zip-up hoodies available, or at least going to be available, on Teespring. So, let me actually get a picture up on screen, and hopefully this is going to work. But this is the Wings of Pegasus zipped hoodie. Now, the thing about this is, because it's literally just been designed and made available today, it means that I'm still working my way through the pricing. Because it's classed as a speciality item, it means that it's more expensive. And that's the back, by the way. I just changed the picture so it's got the logo on the back, and it's far enough down so that if you do have the hood down, it's not going to obliterate the logo. You'll still be able to see it. I also got one in grey, because I do have grey hoodies, or at least a grey hoodie that I wore, so I thought it'd be nice to have that option, and that's the back of the grey hoodie. So, like I was saying, because it is a speciality item, it means that it costs more to produce, and I've got to work my figures out in terms of making it as affordable as possible and take the price down as much as I can in order for Teespring to make their margin, and that is something that I've got to do. So I'll be doing that this week, and then I'll be supplying a link to you guys that will probably be posted here, maybe on the live stream on Saturday, but I'll probably put it on my website as well, so you guys can click on a link and be taken to the storefront and get that particular hoodie if you want it. But I have already ordered a sample. I think it's going to be a little bit of a while arriving to the UK because of COVID and everything going on, unfortunately, but they will be available probably Saturday. Wait out for that long if you can, because then I can make it available, and I would have managed to get the prices sorted out to make sure it's as affordable as possible for you guys. But finally, we got there in the end. It is something that I've wanted for quite a long time, just a zip-up hoodie, because I tend to prefer the zip-up hoodies to the ones that you pull over your head. And with my hair at the moment, if I had to pull a hoodie over my head, I wouldn't be able to see anything by the time my head comes through it. So, anyway, just on the hair front, we've got a bit of a weird kind of side parting going on tonight. This is the thing, we're in uncharted territory hair-wise, because we're now, I think, 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks into lockdown, and I was due to have a haircut actually in the first week of lockdown, so it is getting really, really long, and it's actually quite organised tonight, so it's gone into a bit of a side parting. It's random as to what happens, and that's just, well, it's just what has happened tonight. Anyway, let's get into the live stream properly, and let me get the super chat up on screen because there has been a donation in there. But let me also go over to the YouTube studio to grab the previous donations that were made earlier. So Orlando has donated $2. Thank you for that, Orlando. And he was the first out of the gates, and the message was, as always, spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that, Orlando. It's a really small screen that I'm reading it from, unfortunately, but I can just about make it out. Thank you, Orlando. Here's a plug of the mug. If you want to get your hands on this, it's in the tray underneath this video with the other mug, and the other mug comes in 2 different colours. There's a black and white one and a purple one, and you might see the black and white one on Saturday. That's usually when I have that one, and you'll find all of the merchandise, and hopefully you might be able to now see the masks in the tray underneath the videos on YouTube, because that's something that hasn't shown up for a while, but finally today it did show up. So if you want to get yourself a Wings of Pegasus mask, then you can get that now on YouTube in the tray underneath the videos. So anyway, thank you, Orlando, for that donation. And Marilyn has donated $5. Thank you for that, Marilyn. And the message is, hi Phil and everyone, I'll be in the catch-up crew. Have a good one, or have a good time with a heart. So thank you for that, Marilyn. And there's another donation straight after that from Marilyn again. And the message is, hi Phil, if you had another choice of where to live or a second home, where would it be, with a heart? So thank you for that, Marilyn. And those were 2 donations from Marilyn of $5, by the way. And if I had to choose somewhere else to live, it would probably be Florida, because that is the place that I see as a holiday place from when I was younger and we went to Disney World, and it's just really cool memories and good memories of going to Disney World, going on lots of different rides. But also, now that I'm grown up, there's probably quite a few golf courses there which could be really good to play. So yeah, if I was in a position where I had lots of free time, then that is where I would probably live if I had the option. That's my first living place that pops into my head where I think it would be nice to live there. I haven't really thought about it too much, but I'm sure there's lots of other places. It would probably be the USA that I would get a second place to live. I'm not sure whether I'd totally leave the UK, but it's maybe something that I would live in the UK for the summer and the warmer times, and then go over to Florida for the winter of the UK. I'm not sure what it's like in the winter season of the UK, but over in Florida, I'd have to research that because maybe it's just as cold. I do not know. But if I was buying a place there, then I would certainly do some research into the weather and whether I could actually stay in the sun all the time, or at least have warm weather all the time. Because the cold, especially the -5, the -9, I'm not a big fan of that. But anyway, thank you for that, Marilyn. Jeannie has donated $5. Thank you for that, Jeannie. The message is: wishing all Texas wingers, Lucy and anyone else, stay warm and hope y'all get your power back ASAP. Hook up the generator and rock with some rock horns and a guitar. So thank you for that, Jeannie. And it looks like Texas is one of those places that is being affected by that extreme weather that I was speaking about. And it's another thing that I've mentioned about the whole global warming thing. And I saw a post on Instagram that said, how can there be global warming when it's really cold and it's colder than it's ever been? But I think it was a bit tongue-in-cheek, just pointing out that people don't really understand that global warming means that whatever kind of weather you normally get at that time of year, it's exaggerated, and it's only ever going to be more exaggerated. So in the winter, it's going to get even colder, and in the summer, it's going to get even hotter. And that was definitely the case last year here in the UK, and certainly has been the case here so far this year. So it is seeming to go in that direction, but hopefully we can reverse things a little bit. Anyway, back into the super chat window, and Ginny has donated $5. Thank you so much for that. And the message is: did you ever get to see any of the UK-based older groups? So thank you for that question. And not really. I'd say the bands that I've seen, and I mean they were older bands from the 80s. Because I was into hard rock, it would be bands like Rat and Whitesnake, Def Leppard, The Darkness, a more kind of up-to-date band, but the same kind of sound. So those are the kind of bands. Winger, did I mention them? But I've seen Winger and Kip Winger in his one-man show as well. So those 80s type hard rock bands, those are the ones that I went out to see. So yeah, I went to see them. So 80s, I haven't seen bands that were from the 60s and 70s because I don't think it was around the right kind of time of my age, but also just my taste. I happen to just lean towards hard rock, so those are the bands that I really did check out. But anyway, I think with guitar players, maybe Gary Moore, when he was alive, I would have loved to have seen him, but it just didn't happen that I got to see him live. But yes, unfortunately, it's something that is not going to be possible now, but hard rock is where I certainly went to in terms of festivals as well. Download Festival here in the UK, which was at Donington, I believe, when I went there. And yeah, I just had loads of great bands. Journey as well, that's another one. But anyway, and that was, I think, around 2011, 2012 that I went to see Journey. So yeah, anyway, I think whenever there's a chance to go and see a band, when I was learning to sing, well, learning to play the guitar, first of all, and then learning to sing and trying to record my own music, and it takes so much time, I pretty much spend a lot of time on my own music and working at my own playing and my own performing than going to watch other bands perform. So it's something that I know that I made that conscious decision to spend as much time as possible on my own artistry and then maybe limit the amount of bands that I went to watch. But anyway, thank you for that, Ginny. And Lila has donated, I can't see it because the box has moved, $10. Thank you for that, Lila. And the message is, hello from freezing in Texas. Good grief. If we wanted to be this cold, we could move to Alaska. It is colder today here than in Alaska. No heat, broken pipes, and worst of all, no ordering food. Unbelievable. So the people in Texas are really having a difficult time at the moment, especially when it's so cold that things stop working, because having no heat, that's no joke. So thank you for that donation, Lila, and I hope that things improve. It sounds like you've got a much more extreme version of what I was talking about earlier, just having -5 and -9. At least our heating's still working and everything, so hopefully that will be sorted out soon. But thank you for that donation. And Kate has donated $10 as well. Kate Valentine, and that is a straight up donation. So thank you for that, Kate. And I think that will then take us over to the live super chat feed, which we might be able to go up here because Michael donated in there. So thank you for that, Michael. We will get to that in a second, but I just want to make sure that I get everything back and organized on the screen because we haven't had the live likes show up yet. So there it is. We are at 141 likes so far. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. If you haven't done that yet, it would be much appreciated if you could, because we are trying to get up to our likes total for tonight, but also the total for the pick roulette, which is going to be happening tonight. That's another thing. We are going to be having 2 spins, and the first one is due to the fact that 25 names didn't make it onto the last pick roulette wheel. So Carla has made up a special wheel that just includes the 25 people's names who didn't make it onto that last wheel that should have been on the last wheel. So we are going to be doing that, and because it was Valentine's, there's lots of hearts behind everybody's names. We will be taking a look at that later on. So we're going to have a couple of spins. Obviously, if you are on that wheel where there's only 25 of you, you've got a, well, huge chance of winning because the odds have been slashed. But then we are going to get into another standard pick roulette wheel and spin that with the names that you guys typed. I agree. All of you, all of the names that typed that will be included on the second spin that we do tonight. So in terms of the targets that we are aiming for tonight, I haven't, because I was trying to get everything organized on screen, and hopefully it's all going to work. I didn't have time to check out what all the records were and what we were actually trying to aim for. So let's have a little look and try and get up to date, because it will be 370 likes as the standard target, which is again a huge number, and even bigger than that, 375 is what we are aiming for in terms of the pick roulette likes. That's going to be our goal. So if you can keep hitting that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated. If you haven't done that yet, it really does help the channel to grow and these live streams to get out there. But then more people are inclined to hit the subscribe button as well. So thank you everyone for doing that. But if you haven't done it yet, it would be much appreciated if you can hit that thumbs up. So I think we're just about up to date with the stream and the things that I wanted to mention about the hoodie that will be coming soon. I'll let you guys know. Also, just telling you guys about that Zoom call that's going to be happening on Saturday night with Vince over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group. If you haven't joined over there, you can do, and just type in Wings of Pegasus supporters and you'll find the group over on Facebook. You can join that, and that's where a lot of the crew from the live chat room hang out. So thank you everyone for getting involved over there and for uploading your pictures, because that's sometimes what I have on the show here on the live streams. But I'm also going to be looking at one picture, I think, tonight, but we have those pick roulette wheels to get through as well. So we've got a lot on the menu tonight. But back into the super chat window, because Michael has donated $5. Thank you for that, Michael. The message is, hey Phil, warm here in Arizona. So Michael is okay, so Arizona's the place to be tonight. Wang Fuzi has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, what do you do for Mardi Gras in the UK? And we have Pancake Day, I think is what we call this time. I'm not even sure when Pancake Day is. I'm going to have to maybe look it up. But do you have that in the UK? In the USA, is Mardi Gras Pancake Day? Is that the same thing? I don't know. Maybe it is, and I've just never made that connection. But that is something that I think is now. Because I'm not keeping up with the news or the time of year, I think doing these videos, doing the live streams, and pretty much doing merchandise and rushing around trying to do everything, I don't really spend a lot of time checking out even what the date is. Like I said last time, I didn't even know that it is Valentine's Day, or it was going to be Valentine's Day, because yeah, I don't really keep in touch with everything. But we call it Pancake Day, I do believe, but don't take my word for that, because I might be wrong. It might not even be that day. And maybe let me know if in the USA you have Pancake Day. I mean, you do have pancakes in the USA, so I wouldn't be surprised if there is a day for pancakes, and then maybe we have adopted that in the UK. That is definitely something I remember about going to Florida, is when we get up in the morning, sometimes we just have our normal cereal if we were at the house that we were renting for the 2 weeks. But one morning we went to a breakfast where you had pancakes, and that's definitely not something you have in the UK. Pancakes is a dessert. It's something that you have after your dinner. So it's like a treat. So going there, especially as a kid, having pancakes for breakfast was just crazy. It should have been illegal, at least in the mind of an 11-year-old, having syrup on pancakes and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, just probably the best, one of the best breakfasts that you can have. So yeah, that was really good, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does originate in the USA, and we've just taken it on, because what a day to be having, a day for pancakes. But I haven't had any pancakes, and I'm not sure whether I will have or have time to have any, but we will see. But thank you so much for that donation, Wang Fuzi, for the $5. And let me have a little look into the live chat room again, because I can see you guys still in there. And let me have a little look. And Corey says, no, not dessert. There's something that I think with dessert, it's sweet, and you have syrup on it, and maple syrup. And also, one thing that I do like to have on them are jam and whipped cream. So that's a personal favourite of mine. Also lemon juice and sugar, so you've got the sweet and the bitter that goes together, which I think is really nice. So yeah, just don't get me talking about pancakes, because then I start to become really hungry, and I think today I've actually had an early dinner, so I'm starting to get hungry. So let's not talk about pancakes as much. Anyway, Paul has donated £5. Thank you so much for that, Paul. And a little bit of sterling there. Thank you for that. And the pound sterling, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just the currency in the UK. But Paul says, Phil, have you done a video on Zal Clemenson, sensational or / sensational Alex Harvey band? If not, please would you consider it? Thanks, with the smiley face. So thanks for that, Paul. I will add that one to the list, and I know I haven't done a video yet, but thank you for that request. And Kara has donated $9.99. Thank you for that, Kara. And I'm going to have to scroll down in order to grab this message. And the message is, how about a poster of you with your band and logo, or something cool that you could get photographed? I would definitely purchase a poster and get it framed. So thank you for that, Kara. And the thing about getting, I mean, it might be something that could be possible. I haven't really looked into it on Teespring, that they could maybe print it off and send it. It's something that I can't do here, purely because of the time it takes to get a picture and also get the ratios correct, print it off, and then go down to the post office. And because I still do everything myself, it takes a long time to do that. So posters, and also this is why I now outsource t-shirts to Teespring, because it was just taking too much time for me to do every order and go for every one t-shirt. It was a trip to the post office, and then I might come back home, and then the next day there'd be another t-shirt order, and it means that I have to go to the post office again. So it's a very time-consuming process. So that's why I outsource that. But I've just finished doing the zip-up hoodies, so I will have a look into that if I get some free time in the future. But yeah, I know that on Teespring they do digital products that I haven't looked into yet either, and it might be the case that you can print off an A4 poster. I don't know. It's something that I haven't looked into, but thank you for that suggestion, Cara, and it's on my list of things to do. It's just that I haven't got that far, unfortunately, yet. But thank you, Lauren, as well, who has donated $10, and the message is, hey Phil, could you talk a little bit about the difference in sound between guitar makers like Martin, Taylor, Les Paul, etc.? Thanks, Rock, with the rock horns. So, this is something that I could talk about for a very long time. So I'll keep it brief for the live stream, but also thank you, Lauren, for joining in over on Patreon, because I just added your name, or at least hopefully it's going to show on screen, because I have added it to the list of names at the bottom of the screen. So thank you for joining me over there. And by the way, if you guys want to get involved yourselves over on Patreon, there is the link, and that's what I'm referring to when Lauren has just joined. So patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. Hopefully that is showing on your screens. So the difference between guitar makers, it's all about personal preference, what you like the sound of. I would say the biggest difference that you're going to get between guitars is the design of the body, so therefore the way that the sound reverberates and then exits the sound hole on acoustic guitars. So you'll get a slightly fuller bodied sound from a bigger body on a guitar, and a body that's slightly smaller. And the way to try and explain this is, in extreme cases, if you imagine the difference between a ukulele and an acoustic guitar, you've got, I know, different strings on the ukulele, but if you imagine the size of the body and the kind of sound you get from a ukulele and an acoustic guitar, the larger that body is, the more body you'll get into the sound, to a point. And this is why acoustic guitars pretty much, and classical guitars, all follow the same basic design. Classical guitars are very much the same design all the time. They just have that body perfected. Obviously, it's hundreds of years that have gone into it, just ever so slightly modifying the shape of the guitar to get the sound that they desire. But this is why, even with the makers of acoustic guitars, whether you get a Martin or even a Maton, for example, which is a guitar that I've got here, you'll see that a lot of the bodies of the guitar, of the acoustic guitars, are very similar. So it then goes into the type of wood that is used, and also the thickness of string, the weight of string, your string gauge, as it's called. The heavier the strings, the more full-bodied the sound is going to be. So if you have an acoustic guitar with just 10s on, 10 gauge strings, that's going to sound a lot lighter and a lot thinner than maybe putting 12s or 13s on your guitar. Again, it's all down to personal preference, and different guitar makers use different woods, and you might particularly like a sound of a particular wood, so then you'll go for that. In electric guitars, it doesn't really matter about the guitar shape, because the sound is being made by the pickups that are being used in the guitar and the electronics. And you've then got humbuckers, and you've got single coil pickups. Single coils you'll find on Fender Strats, for example, and the humbuckers you'll see on my Ibanez guitars, a lot heavier sounding. And yeah, anyway, I have said that I could talk about this for a very long time, but hopefully that kind of gives you a rough idea. Same thing with electric guitar. If you're playing with heavier strings, then you'll get a more full-bodied sound and just a heavier sound in general. It's something that you can definitely hear when you listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan, for example. He used to do detune down to E flat as well, so he got a really chunky sound with his rhythm work and lead work as well. But yeah, on electric, it's going to be more to do with the pickups that are in the guitar to then shape the sound, and the makes of those pickups with acoustic guitar is more to do with your strings and the shape of the body and the type of wood that is being used. But anyway, thank you so much for that donation and the question. Michael has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Michael. The message is, US climate changes the same way. Goat head stickers are extinct in Austin. So thank you for that, Michael. And Carl has donated $5 as well. Let me just scroll down to make sure we don't miss anybody out. And Carl has said the usual, which is the Cross the Pond Fund. Thanks for the pick and pick. Miracles can happen on that wheel. So no problem, Carl. And there is the evidence that everyone is a potential winner. It just depends if it's your lucky night or not. Whose lucky night is it going to be tonight? For the 2 pick roulette spins that we are going to be having, we will find out after the cover video. That's generally when we tend to put things in. I was trying to remember what was requested over on Patreon, but I think it was mostly Behind Blue Eyes. So I think that's what we're going to be taking a look at later on in terms of the cover, and then we'll get into the picture and the pick roulette after that. But anyway, Carl, thank you for that donation. Michelle has donated $20 as well. Thank you for that, Michelle. The message is, we call today Fat Tuesday in Detroit. So thank you for that, Michelle. And we call it Shrove Tuesday here. And it's all coming back to me in the UK. But I think probably Fat Tuesday is another good description because there are a lot of calories in pancakes, and yes, certainly probably a good reason to start exercising a little bit and just really to kickstart the exercise regime after Fat Tuesday. But thank you for that, Michelle. Kevin has donated $2, and Kevin says today is Shrove Day or Pancake Tuesday. So that's it's a little bit like what I said, but we call it Shrove Tuesday or Pancake Day. So we've taken it and just reversed both of those, Shrove Day and Pancake Tuesday. So thank you for that, Kevin. And unfortunately, because I didn't even know it was today, I haven't had any pancakes, and it would have been a great excuse to have that. But thank you for that, Kevin. Maybe I have like a Shrove Wednesday and make up my own day for tomorrow. Maybe. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Kevin. And Lisa has donated $5. Thank you for that, Lisa. And the message is, Pancake Day is actually called Shrove Tuesday, and it's today. So thank you for that, Lisa, as well. And just everybody for joining me tonight on the live stream. We are almost at 200 likes. We are at 198, which means we're looking for 2 thumbs up in order to make it to 200. And the total tonight was 375 for the pick roulette likes. So that is what we're going to be aiming for. And I think the likes goal for tonight is slightly out of date, or it might be correct. If it says 370, then that's exactly what we should be aiming for, and it looks like it might say that. So 370, that is what we're aiming for, just as the general like target, even though it's a crazy number. And I know that on Tuesdays it's even more difficult to hit these likes targets because a lot of people do work. And I know that sometimes the catch-up crew have to be called upon to hit these targets, but the Tuesday crew have been doing an amazing job. In the last Tuesday live stream, we reached the target not only for the stream, but for the pick roulette likes as well. So thank you guys if you did join me last week, and if you're joining me tonight, if you can use your thumbs up, maybe we can get there again to ensure another live stream Tuesday pick roulette next week. We will see. I'm not sure whether the target, let me see if it says 375. There it is. It is up to date. So that is great. And those are the targets. So keep on hitting those if you can to get up to 375, and also pointing in 2 places at once, the 370. So we are almost at 20 to 1 here in the morning in the UK. So still got a little bit of time left on the live stream, which is great. We are going to be jumping into, I think, the cover that was requested over on Patreon. I've just jumped over to the Patreon page. Thank you guys so much for requesting videos and original songs as well, because it means I can have some things to play. Because when I'm setting up the live stream, especially if I'm having problems like I did earlier where it just wasn't working and I've got to set up things from scratch, it takes me a very long time. So then going through and trying to find videos is a bit of a nightmare unless I know what I'm looking for. So thank you guys for requesting this. We had Beverly, who requested... Oh, it was Carla who requested first Behind Blue Eyes, and then Beverly said our second Carla for Behind Blue Eyes, and Michelle then replied to that, said I'm on board for Behind Blue Eyes. Sandra did request that as well. So thank you guys. So there were a lot straight off the bat, and Lisa did as well. And let me keep looking down. Marilyn threw one in there, and Nancy as well. So thank you guys for all of the requests to take a listen to this particular version, my own version of Behind Blue Eyes. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My
Hello, Phil here. Thank you so much for watching my cover of Behind Blue Eyes by The Who. I hope you enjoyed it. The names that you can see going up the screen here are the names of my patrons, who I'd like to say a massive thank you to for their support and for making videos like this possible, and for making all my videos possible on YouTube. So thank you guys, your support is massively appreciated. If you want to join me and the gang over on Patreon, head to the link below, the little square link, click on that and that will take you through to the site. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock! And there we have it. That was my version of Behind Blue Eyes by The Who, of course. So, let me get the Super Chat window back up on screen, get you guys up on screen as well. We have had a little bit more action in the Super Chat window, so thank you guys so much for all of these very kind donations, and also for hitting that thumbs up button during the live stream. So far, we just clocked over on the likeometer to 234. And just as I say that, it goes to 235, so I just missed it. But thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. We will be jumping into the Super Chat window. And let me make sure I don't miss anybody out here, because Sue has donated $20, and thank you for that, Sue. And making sure I don't miss anybody, the message is: just stopping in to say hello and stay safe and warm. We'll catch up on the Catch Up crew. So thank you for that, Sue. And if you're watching this later on, thank you for watching it with the Catch Up crew. If you are watching this later on, you still can hit that thumbs up button. But sometimes people do get a little bit confused and say, why is my message not appearing in the live chat room? And you can watch this after the fact on Catch Up, but it will probably still seem like it's live because it is the live footage. The only way to be sure if you're watching this live or not is to check your clock and to maybe go to Google and do a time zone check, because I'm Greenwich Mean Time here in the UK and it is 46 minutes past midnight here. So if you check your clock, and if it's not 46 minutes past whatever hour that you're looking at, then it won't be live. But if it is, then there's a chance it might be live. And then if you look at Google and just type in the time zone of Greenwich Mean Time, and if it says that it is 46 minutes past midnight here in the UK, then you are watching it live. But if not, if you comment, it's not going to show up on the screen, because these are the people who are watching live. And all the people's names who are on the Pick Roulette wheel, those are the names of the people who are watching live and then typed I agree in the live chat room. So hopefully that makes sense, that if you are watching this in the future, that's why your comment doesn't show up. Because I have had a few comments where people say, oh, it's not working, but the comments have been happening about 5 hours after the live stream. So yes, that is why. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining me live, but also you guys in the Catch Up crew, because everybody watching afterwards and hitting that thumbs up is still really helping the channel in a huge way. So a massive thank you guys. We are going to be jumping back into the Super Chat window again, and Kate has donated $10 again. Thank you, Kate. The message is: hey Phil, what a fab show. Would you like to do an analysis or comment on the Australian guitarist Orianthe, a Pegasus? Thanks. So thank you for that, Kate. And I think Orianthe is on the channel somewhere, but only one video so far. And I think from memory it was her cover of Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix. So that'll be on there somewhere, but I can do another one in the future. Thank you for that donation, Kate. And Lisa has donated $5. Thank you for that, Lisa. And the message is: I see you're being very disciplined about not wearing shoes. And has it just moved off the screen? Let me scroll up. Not wearing shoes on your new carpet. Good job! Exclamation mark. So yeah, you might be able to just see. I'll have to go this side. Those are my trainers there that I've taken off, because I'm a little bit, I'm not really OCD about things, but I like to keep things as clean as possible, and a new carpet is probably a great reason to take your shoes off and keep it really nice and clean. I said about I'd now have to hoover more than I do probably because of the carpet, and yeah, so this is a severe no shoe area at the moment, and it's probably going to be that forever because yeah, if anybody wears their shoes in here, then they'll have me to answer to. But that's why the mat is there, to just say to people, take your shoes off. And I have actually bought some slippers that are going to be used just in here for the sole purpose of keeping my feet warmer. They're kind of slippers, but not really, but they are going to be shoes. They've got a hard bottom to them, or a kind of a trainer type bottom edge to them, so it stops the cold from getting through, because it is still cold underfoot because of the fact that when it's cold in here. It's going to be a little bit warmer, but yeah, still cold underfoot. So I have bought some shoes / slippers in order to keep my feet warm, because yeah, you lose so much heat through your feet, and I do not want to be doing that as well. Just keep as much heat as possible in this room, and really in myself. Fortunately, with my hair, because it's so long at the moment, it is like wearing a big woolly hat all the time, and it's just going to get longer. So I'm keeping the heat at least in my head. So anyway, let's get away from the hair again. But thank you so much for that, Lisa. Jill has donated $10. Thank you for that, Jill. The message is, Phil, your buddy Guy prompted me to check his tour dates. He will be in my town on August 21st. Bought some tickets. I can't wait to see this legend. Thanks for showing us the greats. You rock! With some exclamation marks. So thank you for that, Jill. And great news that you're going to be checking out Buddy Guy in the flesh, and that will be great, I'm sure. And fingers crossed that everything is back to relative normality by that time. Hopefully it will be. And here in the UK, we're really pushing ahead with the vaccinations. So that is good. And hopefully, maybe next week, I know there's going to be an announcement and a show that we have here in the UK. It's not really a show, but it's a briefing, really, that the government give in terms of where we are with the coronavirus, the numbers of infections and deaths and vaccinations that have happened. And I know that a briefing is going to be happening next week where Boris Johnson is going to get up and maybe tell us when we can get out of lockdown, because we have been in lockdown for about 6 weeks at the moment. So hopefully things can get back to relative normality and we might be able to go outside, because nobody's been allowed outside for 6 weeks. So yeah, it is getting a bit long in the tooth, but we can do it, and we just got to stay strong here in the UK. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Jill, and great news about those tickets that you have purchased. And Tonya has donated $5. Thank you for that, Tonya. And it's a straight up donation. And Vince has donated $5. And Vince says, Phil, I just saw in the live chat that it's Sandy H's birthday tomorrow, exclamation mark, with a cake. So a big congratulations to Sandy for tomorrow, so an early, but I guess it's already your birthday here in the UK if your birthday is Wednesday. So congratulations for your UK birthday, and everybody in that live chat room, say a big happy birthday for tomorrow to Sandy, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you, Vince, for that donation and the heads up. And Bonnie has donated $50 as well. Thank you so much for that, Bonnie. The message is for the Across the Pond Fund Across the Pond to Florida Fund. Today was sunny, a little cloudy, and about 73 or 23 Celsius. Thank you again, with some rock horns. So that is good to hear that if I were in Florida, 23 Celsius is probably ideal golf temperature if you're looking to go and play some golf. Here in the UK, we can pretty much get away with maybe the late teens Celsius, so 16 to 20 is probably quite a nice weather to go for a very long walk. And depending on who you're behind, unfortunately, the thing about golf is when I've done 9 holes and I've never been behind anybody, I can usually do that in about an hour and a half. So it means that even when you're doing 18 holes, you might be able to spend 3 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. I have done 9 holes in just over an hour. But sometimes if you're stuck behind people that take a really long time, you can be out on the course for 4 hours, which is just a ridiculously long time. And especially when you're waiting for people to finish their shots. And it's quite funny sometimes because they're playing like the PGA Tour. So there'll be like a 4 ball, which means there's 4 players in front of you, and they'll do a putt and they'll miss it. And then they'll mark their ball, they'll pick up their ball, they'll walk around, they'll have a look, they'll walk around again, and they'll put down their ball, and then somebody else will have their go, and they'll miss, and then they'll pick up their ball. Anyway, they take ages, and then after all of that, they'll miss the next putt, so you've got to go through it all again. So yeah, that is the problem, that golf does take a long time. So it just depends on whether you're lucky with your tee times and whether you're following people who are quite good and quite quick at playing. But yes, certainly walking around in 23 degrees is a lot better than being stuck behind people when it is cold, because then you're not moving and it is a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, one of the downsides of playing golf, but that's why warm temperatures, Florida sounds like a great place to get the golf clubs out. But anyway, thank you for that, Bonnie. And Paul has donated $5. Thank you so much for that, Paul. Again, the message is, hello wingers. Phil, do you have any plans for another In at the Deep End or any interviews in the near future? So thank you for that, Paul. And this is the thing that I'm deciding at the moment, what I'm going to do for this month, even though this month is just escaping because it was my sister's birthday this month as well. So I was thinking about that at the beginning of the month. But now we must be, I don't know where we are, maybe the 15th or the 16th or the 17th, I don't know. But I still have to get into organising everything because I've been doing the hoodies today, trying to sort that out. And pretty much with the days off that I have, I'm using them at the moment to catch up with emails. So I will try and decide whether to have an interview type thing this month or an In at the Deep End this month. I've really got to kind of decide. And it's not that I've really got to pull my finger out and do it. It's just that I haven't had time to do it. Ideally, I need somebody doing emails on behalf of me asking to join In at the Deep End or maybe an interview or something. But I will try and do that. We are Tuesday. We've got the live analysis tomorrow on Wednesday. Thursday will be an admin day. So I'll try and fit that into my Thursday schedule to get some emails sent out. And I have sent out a lot of emails previously, especially for In at the Deep End, but it's not something that a lot of people have taken me up on. So it might be the case that some people do want to do it, but yeah, it might be the case that I'll just have to change the format to just jamming with somebody and they know and I know the key, because I think that's a lot more attractive to players rather than playing over something they've never heard before, because it is a real challenge and a lot of people don't necessarily want to be put on the spot in that way, because yeah, if they then mess up, they might not be wanting to be seen to mess up. And yeah, but for me, I think that's half the joy, is just doing something that puts you on the spot and is a challenge, because I think a lot of people, when they know the key, you know all your shapes and you know where to go and you can never play a wrong note. So it's not really that much of a challenge. So I personally enjoy it, but I know that a lot of people don't. So we will see what can happen this month. I will try and organise something, but thank you for that, Paul. And Eve, basically Hosgood, has donated $4.99. Thank you so much for that. And there's, I think, a hand from Cardiff. So a wave, just joined Patreon with a heart. And oh, this was a £4.99 donation. So thank you for that, Eve. The message is, was watching Queen today and was curious how much of Brian May's tone originated from his Red special. So thank you for this, Eve. And this is the other case when you've got a guitar that has literally been made from scratch. You can get a totally unique sound to that guitar. The wood that was made to use that guitar, and I believe it was wood from the fireplace or something like that it was made out of. So when you're approaching it from that side of things and everything is man-made and everything is done, you'll definitely get a unique tone to your guitar. And Brian May's guitar is a great example of that. The Red Special having a tone that is so middle-based and really not heavy in the top end. It's almost like that top end has been cut off. So yeah, really nice middly mellow sound that you get from Brian May's guitar. So building a guitar from scratch will give you definitely a unique sound. Of course, it's gonna depend on the pickups used as well, but Brian, I think, would have known exactly what he wanted from the guitar, and also the type of wood used and the finish on the fretboard. There's so much that goes into it, but also from that playability standpoint. But yes, so I think a lot of it does come from the design of the guitar, and just the fact that when getting a Red Special and going into getting a version of it, it's just replicated as closely as they can get it to that original to get that same sound. But anyway, just resonance as an entity is so unique with guitars, and with the bodies of the guitars, electric guitar wise, a lot does depend on the pickups. But when you're talking about the resonance of a guitar, I know that it's something that Gary Moore used to do, and it sounds a little bit Spinal Tap, but Gary Moore used to do this. He would pick up a guitar and say, for example, he's picking up a Gibson. He will hold it up and he will play a note without any amplifier, and he will listen to how long he can hear the note sustained for naturally within that guitar. And I'm talking about an electric guitar here, within the body of that guitar. And he would listen to it, and depending on how long it went on for, if he could hear it went on naturally for a long time, and that note, or should I say the frequency, resonated within the guitar for a long time, then he would go for that guitar, because he knew that when that frequency was amplified, it would then give him a natural long sustain without having to rely as much on sustain pedals. So that is something that Gary Moore used to do. That I saw an interview with him where he said that that's his first port of call, where he went to buying a guitar or thinking about the design of a guitar, just getting it to ring out for as long as possible naturally. So that just puts under the spotlight exactly how important the design of the guitar is. But certainly Brian May's guitar was built from scratch, and therefore just took on its totally unique sound that it eventually attained. But thank you for that, Eve. And Karen has donated $5 as well. Thank you so much for that, Karen. The message is, "Hi Phil, I can relate to your feelings about the it's cold weather. I think all would agree with me that you bring sunshine," with a smiley face. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And interestingly, when I went that is a vocal exercise. If you want to start singing, make that sound, because it's very good for the vocal cords, and especially ascending and descending scales, and just doing sirens, which is when you go up and down. But yeah, those are lip rolls, that's what they're called. But a great way to get into that, to go and to do it like that. Anyway, enough about vocal techniques, but thank you for that, Karen. And Cara has donated $4.99. Thank you so much for that, Cara. And the message is, "Totally agree. I have a sign up that says no outside shoes in the house. I have slippers for people to put on. Why drag in all that dirt?" Thank you for that, Cara. And it's just reminded me of a situation where I'm exactly the same. Not having shoes on carpet, I buy like slippers or a separate shoe that is just for indoors, so that it doesn't get any mud or dirt on it. And I also had a carpet put into my bedroom, and there's carpet up the stairs, there's carpet on the landing, there's carpet on, I'm not sure whether you call it the landing in the USA or in other countries, but anyway, it's the bit between the stairs and then the room. So there's carpet there, and then there's carpet in my room, and it's a very light carpet. So the guys that came in with a sofa that I'd bought, they went up the stairs with muddy shoes on and left footprints in the perfectly clean carpet. So, and then they went all the way into my bedroom and left, I mean, it was proper mud that they brought in on their shoes. And I could not believe it. And still to this day, I can't think of going into somebody's house and wearing muddy shoes and not ever thinking about the carpet and the fact that you're putting mud on a pristinely clean carpet. So anyway, needless to say, I got some of this vanish spray and managed to fortunately lift up the mud, because I instantly got into removing it, and obviously I wasn't particularly happy, and yeah, it was just crazy that they didn't. But they said, oh, it's health and safety. We're not, rather than apologizing, they said, oh, it's health and safety. We're not allowed to take our shoes off. So it's basically like it or lump it. And yeah, I wasn't particularly happy about that. Fortunately, I did manage to lift the carpet. And when the carpet company were made aware of their installers and their employees, they apologized and sent me a hamper with lots of chocolate and stuff in way of an apology. So yeah, I'm all about keeping things clean, organized, and clean carpets. And I think if you spend a lot of money on something, then it's good to take care of it. And I think other people should respect the fact that it's your carpet and it's your money that you've spent on it. So for somebody coming in and ruining it, yeah, unbelievable. But anyway, let's not get into that too much. But yes, I totally agree, Cara. And Ray has just donated $163. Thank you so much for that, Ray. And the message is, congratulations on reaching 163,000 subs. You sound better today, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Ray. And this is the thing about the sound. I know that it's going to be a bit different to the live streams previously. Obviously, the people that are tuning in now might have to go back and watch the old live streams to appreciate the acoustic difference between the mic sound and my voice in this room, because now with the carpet it's a lot deader sounding. But I have now got all of the equipment that was here in the studio, so maybe the sound waves are reacting in a little bit more of a natural way as to how they used to, because everything is in here, organized and in place, which is great. All the wires are clean. I have got the clean carpet. So yeah, we are all good for full steam ahead for the future live streams. And talking about that, we do have, it's 1:05 already in the morning. So we are going to be jumping into the one picture that I want to show, but also we've got 2 pick roulettes that are going to be happening. We'll probably show another video. I'll look over on Patreon to see another one that was requested. But we are at 283 at the moment. So that means we are looking for 87 people, I think, to reach our likes goal. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated if you could, because we've pretty much got maybe 7 minutes, not very long at all, left of the live stream. So we are really up against it to try and hit the target for tonight. It might be the case that we have to look to the catch-up crew to get that thumbs up going to get to the likes goal for tonight, but we will wait and see. So let me just address another couple of donations. Linda Z has donated $5. Thank you so much for that, Linda. The message is, hi Phil, nice to be here live instead of on catch up. My question is, how many of your cover songs was the very first and very last one you made? I have no idea which cover song was the first. Probably around the time of Iris, maybe, because those were the ones where I didn't do the green screen yet. I don't think I had the lighting. I didn't have enough money to buy the lighting yet, so the green screen videos weren't as good, but I think I painted the wall. So Iris, there's another cover that I did. a Bon Jovi cover. I'm trying to think of the acoustic ones that I did really early on, and that was Wanted, Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. So yeah, probably those early acoustic covers were the first ones. The last one I made, I don't know. This is difficult to remember because they just all tend to blend into one. I can't remember when I did the last one. I'm trying to think, and it's going to have to be maybe Behind Blue Eyes was one of those later ones because that was a green screen one. Yeah, maybe Give Me All Your Lovin', ZZ Top. So yeah, I don't honestly know which was the most recent and which was the most long ago, the first one that I did. But anyway, thank you, Linda. That is just in the ballpark of where I remember roughly having done them. But thank you for that donation. And Carla has donated $2.99. Thank you for that, Carla. Huge shout out to the moderators, as always. Carla and Neil and Laurie in there doing such a great job. Thank you, guys. And the message is you need stretch disposable shoe covers. So thank you for that, Carla. And I already have those for indoors. So I am one step ahead of you. So yeah, indoors, if I'm going into the garage, which is a little bit dirtier, then I'll put on the disposable shoe covers. And then slippers for normal indoor wear. And I have purchased some special slippers just for the studio. So yeah, I am going to be fully kitted out for appropriate shoes for appropriate surfaces. So thank you for that, Carla. And Susan has donated $10. Thank you so much for that, Susan. The message is, I made it just at the end. Got to be with you, wonderful wingers. I will be watching what I missed with the catch-up crew. Rock. So thank you for that, Susan. And welcome to the live stream in the live setting. We're still live. And a huge hello to anybody in that live chat room who's new. Introduce yourself and say hi to everyone in there, because everyone was new at some point. We just have a few more people in here than we started with a few years ago. But also over on Facebook, if you want to join the Wings of Pegasus supporters group, then you can do there as well. That's where the gang hang out on non-live stream days. But thank you for joining me on this live stream and for hitting that thumbs up as well. We are closing in on 300. We're looking for 8 more people in that live chat room to hit the thumbs up. So we'll see where we end up with those if anybody does attend. So 280 or 293. So 7 people now. So it's still moving over. So thank you for clicking that thumbs up. And Michael has donated $5. Thank you so much for that, Michael. And the message is, what was your first original song? How did you think of it? Question mark. Thank you for this one, Michael. I think proper song kind of was a song called Broken Road. And this is something that we used to jam with when I was maybe 23 and we were auditioning drummers, or I was meeting up with a drummer and a guitarist and a bassist as well, and it's just something that I wrote that was really basic. And I think everyone, when they start writing songs, just write really basic songs. And I think it was D, probably A and G, and then maybe, I don't know, a change up to B minor, maybe threw one of those in. The chorus, I can't remember. If I picked up a guitar and tried to remember it, I think I can get the melody in my head, but I'd have to work out the chords that sit underneath. So yeah, that was a very long time ago. And I think everybody isn't very good at writing songs to begin with. It's always going to be that case. But then the more you practice it, exactly the same as playing the guitar or singing, the more you practice it, the better you get at it, and you start to write more adventurous stuff, or at least you start to write better songs in the genre that you prefer, the more you practice it. So that's something that I would just recommend, just writing lots of different songs and just see how you get on, because they will improve with time. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Michael. And we are going to be jumping into the picture, and it's 1:15 already pretty much. We are going to be jumping into the pick roulette. We might be running over a little bit in tonight's live stream, but we are going to jump into the picture first. I must remember that. And let's get the background up on screen, because I think we have a picture. Well, I think it's just one tonight. I showed you the pictures of the zip up hoodie that I looked at, or at least had earlier, but I'm gonna have to try and find the other picture. I think it was Shawnee Key who has uploaded. There it is, the picture of the pick tin, and also a little bit of pottery there. So thank you so much for that, Shawnee Key. And I think this might relate, Vince mentioned, we're not sure, but it might relate to Shawnee Key's ancestry and the native Indian ancestry. I think that might be the designs, but I am not sure. But anyway, thank you so much for uploading that, Shawnee Key. And there is the Wings of Pegasus pick tin, which I do have. I have to lean over a little bit, but I do have my own version of it here in the studio. If I shake it, you might be able to hear it, but even better, if I remove the background, you'll be able to see it. And there it is. So I think those pick tins might be sold out by now. So thank you guys, everyone who picked up one of those while they were on sale. And again, stay tuned for the zip up hoodies, because I'll let you know as soon as those are available. And I've got a link. I have to find out from Teespring where the link is, so you guys can jump straight in there and start getting your hands on those. And you can also get it at a price that I think is a little bit more acceptable, or maybe a little bit more open. I know that they cost a lot more, and they spend a lot more on making the zip up hoodies, so that's why it might cost a little bit more than the normal hoodies, but I'll get that price down as much as possible, and then I'll give you guys the link to it. Anyway, let's get into the pick roulette for tonight. Hopefully this will all work, and remember, the first one is going to be the 25 names that were accidentally missed out on the last live stream pick roulette wheel. So we will jump into it, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock! So here we have it. This is the first wheel that has 25 names on it, and it was a theme of Valentine's Day, hence all of these hearts behind the names. So we're going to give this one a spin, and we're going to shuffle it, as we always do, 5 times before we spin it. There we go, 5 of those. We'll give it a spin and see who out of the 25 is going to win. So whose lucky night is it? Remember, there's going to be another spin later after this, straight after this, as soon as we get the winner. So good luck, everybody. And let me see, we are slowing down. These names are a little bit easier to see, and we're going as far as Lethea and maybe Christina. Is it going to get that far? And it looks like it has just crossed over. And is it going to stop? It's got to stop at some point. And there we have it. It is Christina who is the lucky winner for tonight on that first spin. So congratulations, Christina. And if you are in the live chat room, make sure that you make yourself known to Carla in there, because then she can organise sending you that Wings of Pegasus signed pick. And by the way, guys, this is the only way that you can win the signed picks, is to enter the pick roulette. So congratulations, Christina. And I am going to have to move this just to the right a little bit, because we should be able to get rid of that and make a little change to the wheel, and there it is. As if by magic, it actually worked. That is amazing. So there are a few more names on this particular roulette wheel, and this is going to be for exactly the same. We're going to have the Wings of Pegasus signed pick, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. So we're going to shuffle 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just to give another shout out to Christina, to let yourself be known in that live chat room, to Carla, and hopefully that has gone ahead and we are okay to move on to this second spin. So I've just shuffled it. I'm going to give this a spin and we'll see who is going to win. So good luck, everybody, again. Let's see if I can pick out a name that's going really quickly, but let me see. I'm going to pick out Susan and Dennis just because I saw their name going through. And, oh, they've just gone through again. Will it go? I don't think it's going to go all the way around. So my tip to win is not going to be successful, but here we go. So Susan and Diane and Brian. Is it going to get as far as Brian? It might actually get as far as Michelle. It does always seem to go a little bit further than you expect. No, it is Brian. It did stop on Brian. So congratulations, Brian. You have won yourself a Wings of Pegasus signed pick. And if you can let yourself be known to Carla in the live chat room, that would be great. And hopefully it's something that we're going to have 2 winners tonight, and something that I know happened before where sometimes people weren't in the live chat room when the spin happened. And now, because of that happening, if anyone isn't in that live chat room, then we're going to be giving the winner's pick to the pick that went previously on that roulette wheel. So, for example, Brian has definitely won this, so let yourself be known in the live chat room, but also it would go to Diane, for example, if Brian is not in that live chat room. So, congratulations, and let yourselves be known in that live chat room. We are going to be moving forward with the live stream and pretty much calling it to a close. It's 1:20 here in the morning. So let's get rid of the roulette wheel, and I should be on screen now. We've got to 313 likes, so we're not going to hit our target of 370. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, then now is your last chance to do it. And it looks like we've pretty much already gone over our limit for the live streams. I do tend to finish at about 1:10, 1:15, and it's now 1:20. So for the next Tuesday live stream, we won't have a pick roulette wheel, but we might have to be a little bit more on our toes, hitting that thumbs up. I know that we did reach it last week, which was amazing, and it's great that we've had 2 pick roulette wheels tonight. So we are going to be looking at the catch-up crew to get us some serious likes to hit this target of 370. But having said that, they haven't let us down yet. And touch wood and touch guitars that are close to me, because I don't want to tempt fate, but the catch-up crew have done such a great job. So if you are watching this on catch-up, if you can hit that thumbs up to get to 370 and ideally a little bit over 370, then that would be fantastic. It really does help the live streams to get out there and the channel to grow as a whole as well. So thank you guys for joining me tonight, and we can maybe have a quick spike of the likes at the end of the live stream. It looks like we're going to be closing out at about 317. So still a crazy amount of likes for a live stream. So thank you to all 317 of you for hitting that thumbs up and just for joining in with this live stream. It is much appreciated. So I'm going to be calling it to a close here. I have lots of emails and messages that I do after this live stream, hence why I have to be quite strict with the finishing time. Also, I want to try and figure out the pricing on these zipped hoodies that will be available hopefully on Saturday. If they are, I'll give a big shout out to that on the Saturday live stream, so you guys can then get a link and click on it and get yourselves over to that Teespring listing. So that's another thing that I want to get into. Oh, I almost forgot, tomorrow's live analysis video. I've still got to get into planning that, so that is something that I will definitely be doing after this live stream. And this is why I've got so many things to do. I have to call these live streams to a close pretty quickly, but we have gone over it a little bit, but that's okay. I think tomorrow, pretty much for the live analysis, we're probably going to be taking a look at the Beach Boys playing live. So that is something that I have seen previously, and I thought it would be good to take a look at them performing live, the harmony vocals, but also the guitar that's being played. So I'll probably be doing that tomorrow night, I think, as a performance from the mid-60s. So that'd be cool to take a look at. and it will be live again, so if you want to see that live, then join me at 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time. Check out your time zones on Google to make sure that whatever 12 midnight is Greenwich Mean Time in your time, that's the time you need to join in order to see the live analysis. Of course, you can watch that on catch up as well. It works exactly the same as a normal analysis video, and then have another standard analysis video on Friday night as well, and then I'll be seeing you on Sunday night for another live stream. So it's all go as it always is, but thank you guys so much for joining me tonight and hitting that thumbs up throughout the live stream. All of the very kind donations, they are so kind, but also such a huge part of everything that I can do. Like I did mention about carpet. I mean, carpet, getting it fitted, and just carpet in general is a huge expense, but it makes such a difference to the room, the sound, and just the comfort of everything, rather than having to do videos and live streams where it is a bit cold and uncomfortably cold. Now having a carpet just makes a world of difference, and it's all thanks to you guys and your donations, and just the whole running of the channel. The foundation really is over at Patreon because of you guys over there. So thank you everyone for joining me on Patreon, supporting me on Patreon, and thank you also for the donations in the super chat window, because I know that you guys do venture into the live chat room and the super chat window, as well as being over on Patreon. So thank you guys so much for that. It is massively appreciated. But let's call it to a close, and let's try and be as safe as possible wherever you are. If your weather is really cold, I'm hoping that it does warm up for you guys as soon as possible. In other things, in other terms, try and keep as safe as possible with the health and the masks and following the government's guidelines, all that kind of stuff. And I will catch you guys at the live analysis video tomorrow if you can join me then, but if not, in a live sense, I'll see you guys again on Saturday night. But check out the Friday night analysis as well, because I'll be doing one then. So thank you guys for joining me, and a quick shout out to you guys, Carl and Ray still in there, Rick, Pam, Lucy, Paul, Susan, Kevin, Billy, Motown Girl 22, Carla for moderating, Laurie, Richard, Beverly, Paul, Neil, and Christina in there as well, and Laurie moderating. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys at the next one. Stay safe, have a great night or afternoon or morning wherever you are, and I will see you guys at the next one. Rock!